All right, happy Sunday, everyone. We are here with LRC. This is our first ever server battle with Good Racing. I'm here joined by my co-commentary, Alan. How are you doing today? This
I'm doing
morning?
great. It's I'm doing great. It's an early morning event, but I'm excited. We're going to see a wide range of drivers from both the US and the EU, I hope. A little bit of spec racing, a little bit of multi-class or multi-manufacturer. So, got a good day of action ahead of us.
Yeah, so Good Racing is a server that we interact with a lot. A lot of LRC members are part of Good Racing, and a lot of Good Racing members are part of LRC. So we decided to do a very fun exhibition match between our our servers. So we'll see how that turns out today. We are at the Red Bull Ring, and we are currently going to be racing the Roadster touring car for this race, and then we'll have a GR3 class race coming up after this.
I think the goal for both of the races too is kind of have each server put forward 7 drivers to like separate in skill class. So like our spec series was supposed to be kind of the beginner to intermediate drivers, and the race 2 was supposed to be our expert drivers. But it looks like we're going to have a wide range of skills in both classes. So I'm excited to see which drivers kind of rise to the top, and also some drivers just perform better in lower class cars. Um, so I'm excited to see like who kind of like punches above their weight than normally. Like a lot of my like expectations around this are what from what I've seen in the league, but it's always nice to see like an equalized field.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's also one of the things I like about spec racing too. It's just it kind of eliminates any sort of differentiation between any of the cars that are competing. And then, like you said earlier, like some people might be good at one car and worse at the other. So it might be interesting to see based on skill level who, like you said, punches above their weight. But again, like the way this is set up is that we have 7 drivers from LRC and then 7 drivers from Good Racing. Excuse me. It's still early. My voice is warming up. So we decided to pick drivers for this class based on skill level, seeing that this would be the lower class of the event. But as we have had some last minute dropouts, we had some last minute fill ins, and now it's just kind of like whoever is available to race. So this event in particular has a few different race settings from what we typically race at the league in LRC. So instead of having traction control disabled for the race, traction control is enabled for this one. I think we typically race with shortcut penalties on strong, so that's the case here. There's a wall collision penalty that's on for this race. I don't know if it's strong or if it's weak. Hasn't really specified, but I guess I can take a look into the event settings here. Will that tell me the penalty settings? Oh well, okay. So time penalty is weak for walls. There's a car collision penalty, which is what we typically don't race with. And I know one thing for a fact is that Good Racing doesn't mandate that their drivers use voice chat while they race, so they don't typically do things like a VSC. So in this case, we're limiting damage, I think, to weak, and then also having a car collision penalty to take care of any sort of incidents that happen during the race. So it looks like we got our weather settings dialed in too. So it looks like at some point we're gonna get the rain, the 02 RO2 rain setting about 3/4 into the race. There's a chance that it might not rain at all due to the way that GT7, like their weather algorithm works. even though the weather setting is set to rain at some point in the rain, it's not guaranteed. I've seen sometimes where like people will put rain settings in their custom weather queue and then all of a sudden it doesn't rain. So I think it just kind of depends on a little bit of like randomness they introduce across the different settings. But we'll see if we actually get rain during the race.
Yeah, we've been, as a slight preview to the league's next race at Suzuka, a lot of drivers, and myself included, have been deep diving a lot into the weather system of GT7. So if anything, we might just see like a splash of it, but it's enough for people to get a little wary. Maybe have people. I was about to point out the unique aspect of this race is that we're using Sport Soft, so wet tires wouldn't even be an option for any of the drivers, or at least that might be one of the rules. I don't know if it was ever discussed.
I don't know actually.
Was...
Maybe that might be something that should be clarified, but we'll see. It looks like they're starting to qualify. Let's jump into qualifying. All right, let me get set up here. I'm like so early. Okay, so we got Token Timmy out, leading the pack right now for qualifying. And again, this is our Good Racing LRC event. If you're a part of Good Racing, let us know in chat. If you're part of LRC, let us know also. And heck, if you're part of both, let us know. So I'll post Discord links for both of our racing server on chat. And I'll pin the comments so that if anyone's interested in joining either of our servers, you can. So it looks like a 90s kid in the Rexy livery is going to lead the pack here in qualifying. The Token Timmy, Flying Disc, and Slick all pretty close together for their qualifying laps, likely to stick together to take advantage of that bump jock potentially down the straights to improve their times. So this might be a good opportunity for us to go through each of the drivers here participating. So 90s Kid is not necessarily a new LRC member, but he has been relatively inactive and has decided to join us today. He's joined us in several Wednesday Academy practices and is a fairly quick driver based on his online time trials times I've seen on him. He's like, I think it's anywhere between like top 1 and 1.5% times that I see on him. So he's a pretty quick driver.
Yeah, I only know him for his rankings in the time trials we do.
So we got Slick. I don't have any information on him. So Little Goron, the Good Racing admin that helped us set up this event, sent me some bios, but unfortunately some last minute dropouts and some last minute fill-ins won't allow me to have information on all the drivers, but looks like Slick is going to be pretty quick. He's an A-rated driver. We'll see what his time is after this first lap. That Good Racing livery is really nice though. I like the shiny green and the white back. It's really, really nice.
I think most of the Good Racings have a uniform layout tonight. It's actually quite impressive to see multiple cars with it. So
yeah, it's super nice. I'm kind of regretting that we didn't do something similar, but I kind of went into this telling our drivers go with what you want in terms of a livery and have the creative freedom to drive what you want to drive.
Yeah, I guess we should stress to our viewers that it is a exhibition today. Well, I'm sure our drivers aren't going to treat it that way. The approach today was, again, a friendly handshake between drivers, share the track, and then maybe gained some new members in both directions. So,
Yeah.
but you can't
Totally.
deny us livery making a statement.
Okay, so it looks like Hubble has taken pole position. He went back into the pits. Looks like he's coming back out. I don't know, maybe for new tires or something, or maybe just to reset his position. So Hubble is almost an OG LRC member. He's been here from the beginning, since the very first Wednesday practice, I think. Definitely incredibly involved in LRC's all of our events, really, our practices, the league. Takes on a kind of mentoring and coaching role at the server. So good to see him doing well. KG is also a LRC driver. He is fairly quick. He's a controller driver. One interesting fact about him is that he uses the D-pad and the buttons for throttle and brake, which is absolutely insane, but he still manages to make it work. So on to Firestone Firehawk. I don't have any information about him or a bio, so looks like he's doing really well though. He's in 5th place, about only a 10th behind a 90s kid, so really good pace from Firestone Firehawk. He's currently running right behind Lugi, who has a 1 second penalty at the moment. Lugi from the UAE is part of both servers. He recently joined LRC. Goes a little wide into turn 4, or are we calling that turn 3 today? I think we should call that turn 3.
I'm down with turn 3.
Yeah, I'm down with turn 3 as well. So GR Apathy. He is a Good Racing US admin. He apparently has incredible taste in music and is a master of reaction gifs. So welcome, Apathy. Currently sitting at 7th place for Good Racing in the Good Racing livery, representing the number 17. And is also 17 thousandths of a second in front of B Graves. He is a US racer. He's the record holder for the Suzuka Drift Trials at Good Racing. He is a Subaru Forester Appreciator and Necromancer.
All right.
That explains the Graves name. That's great. All right, so welcome,
Shout out
Graves.
to the Forester Club.
Yeah. And then here's our man, Little Goron, or El Goron, the Good Racing admin. He's also from the US, and his bio states that he is that a small animal controls him from beneath a hat. So I guess he's the racing version of what's that guy's name from Ratatouille? I can't remember his name.
Oh my gosh, it's eluding me right now.
Yeah. Either way, so a little animal is controlling his car. Maybe potentially it's a raven. Seeing that the LRC mascot is a raven.
I was gonna say, do you know the origins for the Good Racing name and logo?
Yeah, so I don't know about the Good Racing name, but the logo is just because Goron said that ravens are good. So there's not much of an explanation behind that. He just said, yeah, ravens are good.
I do remember seeing when he popped in chat, I think the bird was supposed to be reminiscent of kind of like the Top Fuel dragsters, or I might be confusing the genre. I think it's like Ratfink, where they usually had like some sort of animal hyper stylized. And I guess Woody Woodpecker, I think he was saying, was one of the logos that you would commonly see in 60s and 70s cars. So I think that's a great illusion of that.
Okay, so Remy is the name of the rat, but I can't remember the name of the chef. So thank you, 3 knobbed. All right, so we're currently watching Flying Disc right now, who goes off track there. Whoa, maybe a controller issue or something. It was uncharacteristic of that there. Maybe lost control under braking. Currently sit with a 2-second penalty at the moment, waiting for cars to go by. Flying Disc, an LRC member, participating also in the league for the CrowdStrike Racing Lexus team, I believe, in the GR3 class, right? Is he in the GR3 class?
He's in the GR. He's in the
4 class.
Lexus, if I or Flying Disc.
Yeah, Flying Disc.
Is that who we're talking? Yeah, he's GR3 class in the Lexus.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so we got Token Timmy going off track. Man, everyone I switched to is like going off track, so I should probably stop. Like Token Timmy going off track there, getting back on, making his way. But Token Timmy, also a long-time LRC member. Currently ahead of Flying Disc, allowing B Graves to go by. I think Token Timmy races for the Maelstrom Motorsports Nismo team at the league. They're currently sitting in 11th place. Looks like we're at the final lap for qualifying. Token Timmy crosses at 11th place. We got Dinosaur, a LRC organizer. He's been also a very long time LRC member, one of the OGs, handles a lot of our events. He runs the league and is just responsible. And he runs FTGP. He runs almost all of our major events. So huge props to Dinosaur. He also helped set up this event with Good Racing to get it going in the sister Rexy car. So that's really great to see, actually, him coordinating with the 90s kid. Love that livery. We got Cobra, a relatively new LRC member. Joined, I think, a couple months ago. He's been racing with us quite a bit. So good to see him out here representing LRC. And then we got Jack Flint. If we got any info on Jack Flint here. So he's a US racer for Good Racing. And he is a YouTube content creator. Okay.
Nice.
Super cool. And it looks like Jack Flint might be the last person to come across the finish line here to finish his qualifying. He's got his hazards on, so I don't know, maybe he might be AFK. We'll see if he comes across the line and improves on his time. Crosses the line with a 3:21, so I think, yeah, he was in auto drive for that. So all right, so let's take a look at the results for qualifying. So we got Hubble Spheres in first place with a 143.5. We have KG with a 143.5 as well, so only 44 thousandths of a second behind Hubble. That's crazy, especially on D-pad controller. That's like absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
So 90s kid sitting in third place. We have Slick from Good Racing. Loogie also representing, I think, Good Racing in this race in fifth place. Firestone, Firehawk, Apathy, and B Graves rounding out the top 10. So it looks like we got 3 LRC members at top 3, and then the rest of the midfield is all Good Racing. And then, actually from 4th to 9th. And then we have essentially all LRC people from 10th to 13th.
Oh,
and then we have Jack Flint. That's great.
That is a proper sandwich of drivers. Wow.
Yeah. So it's a Good Racing LRC sandwich right now, with Jack Flint being the olive on top. That's pretty hilarious. So hopefully we'll see some good mixing happening within the race itself. So the times are pretty close. So top 6 are within a second of each other. And then we have 7th through 8th. 7th through 9th is all within maybe half a second. And then we have our like LRC back part of the grid that's also within about a second with each other. No, actually more like half a second within each other.
It's interesting how like the parts of the sandwich are all like collectively grouped in together like appropriately, I think.
Yeah,
The LRC
yeah.
is all within about a half second, and then the good racing all within about a second of each other, and then LRC again within a half second of each other.
That's really, really
You can't make
interesting.
that up. Wow. So
So
strategy-wise, do you have any insight on what the drivers are going to be doing today?
I do not have any insight. I have not even like looked at the number of laps we're doing today, but I do know that the medium tires are mandatory, I think. Maybe not for this race, but I know they are for the
I don't.
GR3 race.
Yeah, I don't think it's for this race. I believe it's a 40-minute race. It's an endurance style. Um, Sports Softs is the mandated tire, and just with the fuel consumption for the Miata Roadster, I did see some of the LRC members saying this could be potentially a no-stop race, um, depending on how much they want to short shift. I believe it was Token Timmy and Disc were saying, as long as you short shift, you can make it without a stop. I don't recall if Red Bull Ring has a particularly long pit lane delta, but um, we'll see.
I think it's a fairly medium pit lane length. I think it still takes around 15 to 20 seconds to get to your pit stop. And then there's probably another like 4 or 5 seconds getting out. And the entrance to the pit is a little bit slow because you're entering at an angle and you have to make sure that you don't fly off on the entrance. And then the exit too is relatively slow. So I think maybe a no stop might be a really good strategy. Yeah, and seeing the difference between, so I think tire wear is at 8x, and honestly, I don't know how quickly the sports softs will degrade over time. I think they're pretty resilient, so I don't think tire wear is going to be much of an issue in this race.
Yeah, I don't see it either. At least in some of the Sunday Cups that we've run for endurance style 20 minutes, the softs will barely wear like 10%. So I guess it would just be a is it worth it kind of mentality. But here we get going.
All right, so the lights come on. We got Hubble Sphere and KG and a 90s kid all in the front, and Luke or Slick in the front 2 rows. Hubble gets off with a really good start, actually. Everyone gets a pretty good start, so the top 5 seem to be all in their same positions. KG takes the inside, and a 90s kid gets alongside of him. There's a little bit of contact there going into turn 1. Although I don't think anyone has been really affected from that contact. There's a little bit of nudge, I think, that a 90s kid got maybe from, I think it was maybe Firestone, or I couldn't really tell, but looks like everything's clean. Slick going into turn 2 alongside with Firestone. Loogie there making a move to the outside down the back straight into turn 3. A lot of cars coming in here side by side in turn 3. We got 90s kid taking the inside, Firestone on the inside as well. We got Slick and Loogie going side by side. Real tight field up here in the top 6, it looks like. Hubble is starting to pull slightly away. KG there looking to the inside of a 90s kid real quick there. Oh, he gets kind of, I think he might have exceeded track limits there. Let's see if he
Yeah, I
picks up
noticed
a
it a lot during
penalty.
qualifying. But I think track limits are going to be the name of the game today. It's particularly these final 2 turns.
Yeah, so Ninja, weather is turned on. We have, for the most part, just cloudy skies today, but we do have a forecast of rain potentially in the third quarter of the race. So Slick taking the inside of Loogie there into turn 1. Loogie sticks on the outside, maintain to keep the lead. Further down the grid, we have B Graves, Apathy, and Goron. And we got Flying Disc. Looks like Cobra, Dinosaur. Looks like Jack Flint has made an improvement from 14th and able to pass Token Timmy within the opening laps. So seems like the order is relatively close to the same of what qualifying was. Maybe a few position changes here or there. This battle between Slick and Loogie continues, as well as Firestone and 90s Kid. So the key with racing the Mazda Roadster touring cars is to make sure that when you end up passing someone, you do so in a straight and don't compromise the entrance or the exit of any of your turns here. The minute you're in a train and you lose any sort of momentum out of a corner, you'll end up potentially losing 1 place or even 2 places, depending on how close your opponents are behind you. Look at that tight field, like from 2nd to 6th. Incredibly tight there. Looks like Apathy picks up a half-second penalty for exceeding track limits. This will give Goron the chance to potentially pass him going into, I think the last 2 turns are turns, what was that, 9 and 10? 8 and 9?
Oh, so just doing a quick search of Red Bull Ring track maps. Corner numbers are very debatable depending on if you count the straightaway going into.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen total corners as low as 8 and as high as 10. So.
Yeah. Okay, looks like Firestone has dropped back to 7th place. Maybe he made a mistake somewhere. B Graves is able to pass him. KG has fallen to 3rd place. Oh, he's currently battling a 90s Kid right now for that 2nd place. Oh, look at that. KG sticks to the inside there. 90s Kid does the switcheroo and makes the pass on the front straight. Loogie is hungry. He's behind. KG takes the inside for turn 1. Goes in a little hot, and KG is there, has a little bit of a better exit, but isn't able to capitalize completely on the exit there. Although he does have the inside for turn 2. Really good battles going on here.
Yeah, I think the Roadster was the perfect car today to showcase. It's, at least from what I know it as, it's a super planted car. It takes a lot to get it to spin out of control. It takes a beating when you're going against. I mean, it's lightweight. You would think it would make it easy. Oh, poor Loogie.
Oh, no, Loogie there. Loogie goes off track and is able to recover, so he doesn't lose too many places. He's down to 7th place. Looks like Firestone is able to retake his position against Graves and is back up to 5th place. So Slick making up some ground here behind the current LRC train. I think all the battling between 90s Kid and KG is going to allow him to maintain his position and potentially battle for the podium positions. So even though a lot of the LRC members are technically quote on the same team, like they aren't racing like they're on the same team. We're all racing for position here. Well, let's check on the back half of the grid. Let's see how things are going there. Lugi currently leading. Oh, he has a half-second penalty for exceeding track limits potentially. This will give Apathy the chance to pass him into turn 8. Oh, Cobra there getting really squirrely there on turn 3. The exit of turn 3 is able to keep it on track. Let's see if Apathy can make the pass on Lugi when Lugi serves his penalty. Well, maybe he didn't serve it this lap.
Yeah, it seemed like it disappeared, oddly enough.
He did serve it. I mean, half a second is relatively light. You know, you don't really lose that much time on a straight with these cars in particular.
Set his fastest lap even with the penalty. The game doesn't count it because it was a quote-unquote penalized lap, but yeah, I guess even though we might see a lot of penalties today, they might not be that influential in the race.
Yeah, I think they only really get super consequential whenever you get to one or more, because the way the penalties are served in GT7 is that the car will brake during the straight down to a minimum speed, but it's not guaranteed to get to that speed if you have only a half-second penalty. So really, you're only braking for half a second, but when you get to like a second, the car brakes for a full second, so you're losing a lot more speed whenever you have a second penalty. You're not just losing that time, you're losing the speed as well. We got Fine Disc in 11th, currently sitting at 11th. Dinosaur in 12th. I like his banner with the dinosaur label on the top. Pretty interesting. So Jack Flint keeping his 13th place position from his 14th place start. And then bringing up the rear, we got Token Timmy in that number 66 car. Oh, so we got a lead change here. A 90s Kid currently in the lead. Hubble Sphere is now in second. I wonder if he made a mistake or something. But now he's under attack by KG going into turn 2. KG takes the outside, Hubble stays on the inside. Is he going to outbrake KG? Nope, gives it a little bit of room, but KG goes deep. Leaves the room on the inside for Hubble. Now Hubble's got Slick
right there.
Exactly, Slick is looking for that podium position. Takes the inside against Hubble, but backs out there.
was as we were going through the grid, I was looking at the various fuel levels for the drivers, and I can definitively say that Token Timmy and Flying Disc are going for a no-stop race. If we compare Slick's fuel level to some of the drivers down the grid, they're more at a quarter, where it looks like Slick is more like at 66% already.
Okay, yeah. So Token Timmy going for the long game, justifying his current last position at the moment on track. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I wonder if Token Timmy will find himself somewhere in the middle of the pack today. So B Graves currently under attack by Luigi. B Graves chooses to take the inside to defend into turn 2. Luigi goes deep and takes the outside, gets a little squirrely, has trouble putting the power down on the outside of that turn 2, which is a little difficult for traction. You have that crest there, and you also have that sausage curve that gives the car a little bit of like a reduction in mechanical grip when you cross that bumper there. But Graves getting wide there at turn 3. I feel like every time I go back and forth from the like the first half of the grid to the second half, there's also there's been like 3 or 4 like changes in position.
Yeah.
Like every time I go back, it's like, oh, you know, Hubble is now in 4th, or he's in 1st, or he's 3rd. So Firehawk currently in 3rd place in that final podium position, made the pass on Hubble at turn 8, I believe it was. So at the moment, no bump drafting going on. Everyone is fighting for position.
I can't remember exactly. Was Firestone one of our new additions or last minute additions? Because I wonder how many drivers are like we're getting up to speed in practice and qualifying, and they've now found their form in the middle of the race.
That is very possible. If he joined last minute, maybe qualifying was more like a practice session for them. So yeah, we'll see. Hubble starting off strong is now currently sitting in 4th place, so maybe he is fuel saving, or yeah, it looks like he's fuel saving. So Hubble are currently sitting above 50% of fuel, where the rest of the top 3 is currently sitting below. Maybe that justifies his loss in position there in the top 3. We'll see if it plays out. So the current refuel rate, I believe, is also at 3x. So there is some time to be made up in the pits.
Yeah, I guess also speaking of last minute additions, also Hubble was also a last minute addition, so I think we might be seeing the same from him. Is he might be forming a strategy on the fly,
yeah,
and reacting to. I know Hubble is one of those drivers that doesn't like to spend time battling with other people, so he may have purposely backed out of some of these just to get some clean air and maybe form a new strategy. We'll see more at the 20-minute mark if this is a 20-lap race to see what he's gonna end up doing, but it's interesting how you can try and guess at the thought process of all the drivers as the race is going on.
Yeah, for sure. And so I think that's ads, Rec Games. He just said on chat, KG's most likely hungover and still in the hunt for first legend. 187 Ninja says on a controller too, right? Incredible. Not only on a controller, but like on D-pad. Like that's okay. So we have wheel, right? I see wheel as like the top tier or whatever you want to call it of like the controller method. Then you have controller, but that's like the PS5 controller. You get the DualShock, you got the trigger sensors and the feedback there, and then you have KG, who's just straight up like playing on a PS1 controller. Basically, that's the equivalent of like what KG is using.
I mean, I don't know how long he's
insane to me.
Yeah, I don't know if he's been playing Gran Turismo since the early days, but I'm pretty sure Gran Turismo has gone through so many input variations from the D-pad to the analog stick, triggers and brakes from like the X and square. I mean, the man is old school and I can respect that, so I can't argue with results.
Yeah, it's likely he's been just playing since the first Gran Turismo and has not changed his controller style since then, so. We got a battle. So Firestone, Firehawk making his way up into second place, making the pass on KG. Although KG is not done here, he is looking to keep the position, but is unable to take the inside there. Does not have enough overlap to justify that inside line. But he backs out into turn 3. So really great drive by Firestone and Firehawk so far. I think he started in 4th or 5th and is now up to 2nd. The 90s kid starting in 3rd, making his way up to currently in 1st and kind of pulling away a little bit. He's at 2 seconds ahead of the field. KG dives into the pits. Looks like Hubble is diving into the pits as well. So we got 2 of our LRC drivers into the pits. I wonder if it's a potential undercut that they're looking for here. So B Graves into the pits as well for good racing.
I think most of them will be going around like 60%-ish fuel based on their previous.
Goran also into the pits. It looks like Jack Flint here making his way up behind Dinosaur, catching up. Jack Flint there goes deep into turn 2, and Dinosaur makes the switcheroo, keeps the lead into turn 3. So Lugi is currently racing for Good Racing today. So KG comes out in 8th. Looks like Hubble leapfrogged him in the pits due to needing less fuel. We got KG currently sitting in 8th, Flying Disc in 9th, still needing to make a pit stop. Dinosaur and Jack Flint also needing to make a pit stop still, but so it seems though with that early pit stop, they might be going for a 2-stop strategy then.
I don't know. I think math-wise, they might be able to make this one stop work. They came into the pits with about 40% left, and they came in around the 20-minute mark at the halfway. So
Okay.
they're using effectively around like 65-ish for in terms of time. I think some of the good racing guys might have overfueled, but they went up as high as 70% with only 20 minutes left in the race. But I did notice that a lot of the good racing guys are burning a lot more fuel than some of the LRC guys. Particularly, I believe it was Firestone and Goron, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wait,
Slick,
okay, so
that's
is
what it is.
the race... Okay, the race is 40 minutes. Is it 40 minutes or is it 40 laps?
It is 40 minutes.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, yeah, in terms of your calculations, yeah.
It's like,
It's a 40-minute race.
Like, okay. So 90s Kid is currently racing for LRC today. A lot of LRC members have probably not seen him around recently, but he joined quite a while back, maybe 6 months ago, and hasn't really participated in many events, but he's definitely an LRC member. So Jack Flint here still putting the pressure on Dinosaur. Dinosaur is doing well to keep his position and defend, but gets a poor exit out of turn 9, and Jack Flint taking the inside there into turn 1. Dinosaur not able to defend, and Jack Flint makes it stick. Good work, Jack. Oh, Cobra goes wide there. Oh, man. A little good honk there by, I think it was Slick.
I think it was Slick. Yeah, that might have kind of a sketchy
Cobra.
rejoin, so.
That's funny.
Miata has that polite honk going on, so it's hard not to see it as comical.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. It's so easy though to brake late into turn 3 with that downhill. You get a lot of weight transfer onto the front, and then if you're braking too hard or brake too late, it's so easy to go into the sand.
I think our rain should be making an appearance soon. The way Gran Turismo's weather system works is, depending on the length of the race, it'll have various slots for weather. And I think with this 40-minute race, it was supposed to show up in the latter half of the race. So it might be coming in the next 2-3 minutes, as some of our chat have noticed. But I don't think it's going to be that much of an influence, but I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Ooh, KG takes the inside, but brakes way too late, goes deep, and Cobra is able to retake the position. So Firestone Firehawk has caught up to a 90s Kid, putting the pressure on. He's got more fuel too, so 90s Kid is running on fumes. If they both pit this lap, Firestone Firehawk will be able to potentially pass him in the pits due to needing less fuel. '90s kid taking that wide line, braking on the curbs to get as much of a turning radius, as much of a wide turning radius as possible into turn 2. '90s kid taking a slightly defensive line, tries to keep it tucked in so that Firestone can't take the inside on the exit or undercut him on the exit of the corner. So very, very aggressive defending by a '90s kid at the moment.
See both of them dash into the pits this lap.
Yeah.
Oh no!
My goodness.
It's a very dramatic pit entrance, and
Yeah,
GT7
very, very
doesn't
sketchy.
take control until the last second. Wow. Firestone with the 1 second advantage in terms of pit advantage, and Luigi also pits with 1 fuel percent to go.
So
I think Hubble's played this very well.
Yeah, we'll see where the top 3 will come out of the pits relative to Hubble spheres. You can see the sky's getting quite dark at the moment, and you can see those cars exiting the pit lane as Hubble makes his way around turn 1. He's gonna have the speed. I don't see the car. Oh, there we go. Oh my God.
There they
just
are.
in front of Firestone, Firehawk, and a '90s kid. A '90s kid also comes out behind Firestone due to having need to fuel more, but Hubble with the undercut just making it out in front. Wow, that was super tight.
Yeah, Firestone leapfrogging '90s kid by half a second as well. It really did come down to those few percents of fuel. Wow.
So we got a 3-way battle in the mid-pack here. Goron leading Dinosaur by less than a second, who is followed by Apathy, who makes a look down the inside of turn 3, sorry. Dinosaur's pink Rexy car. Dinosaur soaking in the pressure. Doing a pretty good job, but Apathy is still, again, looking to the inside, makes the move. Will he make it stick, though? Yes, he does. Man, this is some great racing today. So both Firestone, Firehawk, and a '90s kid have about... Oh no, Hubble!
Oh no, but Hubble's gone off!
Goes wide. So Firestone, Firehawk in the lead. Very great drive by him so far. I was about to mention earlier how his fuel level is around 40%, maybe just above 40, and Hubble is sitting currently at around 25. So I don't know if Hubble will make it to the end or if Firehawk just overfueled, because a 90s kit has a very similar level of fuel to Firestone Firehawk, so maybe Hubble is planning on fuel saving a lot this stint. Apathy making his way up the field, passing Dinosaur earlier. Now looking to take on Goron. Oh, and cuts down the inside of turn 9. Catches Goron sleeping there. Or maybe Goron just made a mistake. It was kind of tough to see at the angle of the replay. Or the spectating view.
Oh no, you're live, my friend. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I love these early morning race vibes. This is great.
So again, if you're just joining us, this is a server battle between LRC, so Learners Racing Collective, and Good Racing. Both of our Discord servers' invite links are posted and pinned in Twitch chat, so feel free to join either one of us, or both. I highly recommend joining both. So a lot of our drivers drive in both Discord servers, so we have a lot of overlap, a lot of camaraderie between our servers. I think the common thread between our servers is the Church of Bibendum at the moment. B-Graves making the pass on Flying Disc, taking the outside and then moving to the inside into turn 2. Very clean pass by B-Graves. So Tuck and Timmy right now, still sitting in 14th, unfortunately, but he's caught up to Dinosaur on the zero-stop strategy. At this point, I think he would have had to be in front of Dinosaur for his strategy to work, since his pace is going to be much slower due to the aggressive fuel saving. But he's got a chance. He's only a second and a half behind Dinosaur, so I wonder if he'll be able to make it work for the rest of the race. Now, I like how all of our LRC members are kind of rediscovering each other in Twitch chat, because we all have different usernames in Twitch from what we have in GT7 and Discord. Okay, so Hubble has made it back up to second place after making that mistake into turn 3, I believe.
The downhill right-hander. It's now within a second. And I would say steadily gaining. There's about 3 laps left in this race for him to make a move.
Yeah, so Hubble maybe have planned out the fuel correctly in this race and maybe Firehawk and a 90s kid had overfueled when being in the pits together, because maybe they were looking at each other's fuel rate while they were in the pits to exit at the same time. So Hubble, with a lighter fuel load, if he has enough to go full throttle to the end, he may be at an advantage here against Firehawk. But if he has to fuel save, then he's at a disadvantage, because that lets Firehawk just go full throttle until the end of the race.
Looks like these are going to be our final 2 laps.
So we got these small groups forming. So we have Hubble and Firehawk in the front. We have this battle here for 4th place, Lukey, Slick, and KG. Further down we have Flying Disc, GR Apathy, and Goron here fighting for the 8th place position. And then we have almost like a 3-car train here for 12th. So Jack leading Dinosaur and Token Timmy in 12th place. KG making his way up, trying to put the pressure on to Slick. Slick there getting very, very oversteery on the exit of turn 7, I think that is. Oh, look at this train has tightened up quite a bit, so Slick also making ground on Loogie. This will be the penultimate lap. Firehawk still in the lead.
It was purple, sector 1. A little squirrely on the exit.
I don't know if Hubble's going to have enough time or enough fuel for the rest of this race. I think this is the only lap he's going to be able to finish. Looking at his fuel.
It'll be I'm looking at the timer in the bottom left. We're about to come on 40 minutes. We might see a final lap pop up in the next 2 seconds. I don't know if it'll give us one more. But...
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is the final lap then. Okay. All right, so Hubble has timed this perfectly. Hubble's still going full throttle here. Firehawk staying cool, calm, and collected into turns 8 and 9. Down to the final turn, maintains the lead and is cool as a cucumber, takes the win only less than half a second there. Hubble takes second, a 90s kid finishes the top 3. Lukey is able to take 4th place and maintain his position in front of KG, who makes his way past Slick to get that 5th place position. B. Graves makes his way around the final turn. Kind of by himself in this race. Swears a little bit, celebrated his 7th place finish. GR Apathy coming around the final corner, and Little Goron shortly following behind, both in the shiny Good Racing livery. And it looks like Flying Disc, currently AFK at the moment, it seems, making his way around. Oh, he is out of fuel, so Flying Disc is out of fuel.
Oh.
But because he's the only person who he's the last person to make it around before anyone else, he is safe. So, Flying Disc.
I guess you could say the
Yeah, so
no-stop worked, technically.
Yeah. So, Flying Disc in 10th position, finishing his lap round with no fuel. Cobra takes 11th place. Dinosaur manages to take 12th from Jack Flint in the closing laps there. Jack Flint in 13th, and Token Timmy not able to make his no-stop strategy work and finishes in 14th. So everyone on their post-race lap, aside from Flying Disc, waiting for him to finish the race. You see that the finish flag, the checkered flag wave.
Well done.
He just crawls past the finish line. Well done. All right, so let's go over the race results one more time. So Firestone Firehawk with the win and the fastest lap by just a 10th of a second. I think he qualified, I think it was 4th or 5th, and made his way up to the top. Excellent job, Firehawk, from Good Racing. Hubble Spheres takes 2nd place, and a 90s Kid takes 3rd. Loogie takes 4th, KG in 5th, Slick 6th, B Graves in 7th, and GR Apathy rounding out the top 8. So quite a good mix of LRC and GR people. Little Goron taking 9th place, Flying Disc in 10th, Cobra in 11th, Dinosaur in 12th, Jack Flint 13th, and Token Timmy in 14th. So great showing by everyone. Excellent racing. Very, very clean racing. I don't think there were any incidents, at least not any that we could have seen. So great showing by both servers. Very, very, very great sportsmanship and clean racing again. It's always great to see that, especially between both of our servers. So excellent job, everyone.
Hello, Dino.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Dinosaur?
Not too much.
How did you
How was
enjoy
your
your
race?
race? Yeah.
I didn't have the best strategy. I was trying to no stop it, but I would have ran out of gas halfway through my last lap. So I had to make a pit stop, but it made it interesting. I lost the drop back to last, and the guy in 12th, I had to make up 10 seconds in 5 laps, and I got him on the last lap. So
Right, that was Jack Flint, right? You were battling with Jack Flint.
Yeah, I was battling with Jack Flint for almost the duration of that race.
Yeah, we
Like,
saw
there was
he
a-
was
a
like
few
behind you at
laps,
one
like,
point. Yeah.
Yep. He'd send a pass on me in like turn 1, and then I'd get him back in turn 2, or then he'd get me back a couple laps later, and it was back and forth for a while with Jack. It was a good race. Good battle.
Yeah, we caught some of that on stream. So whenever we have the replay up, you should definitely watch it. I think we caught your switcheroo. I think it was turn 2, and it looked really nice on stream. So take that one.
I
Keep that one for
remember.
the
I know which
highlights.
one you're talking about. He was trying to send it up on the inside, and I saw him coming. I knew there was a plan. I was like, "Oh, let him go by and just accelerate right past him on the exit."
All right.
All right, so it looks like the Group 3 lobby is up.
All right. So we'll
So we'll have
switch.
to go.
Yeah. So we'll end the stream here real quickly, and then we'll pick up the stream again in just a few moments, so that we have separate streams or separate VODs for each race. So if you're with us, hang on for a couple seconds, a couple moments, and we'll be back shortly.
All right, I'm gonna have to.
All right. Sounds good.